Hey everyone, Joe from Multisport Mindset. Today I'm going to share with you a pitching practice I use and have used recently many times to introduce and teach players how to pitch to batters and how to teach hitters how to hit off of pitchers. In this video, I'll show you how to maximize quality pitching and hitting within your practice and walk you through the setup of the practice, the mindset of a pitcher, how to utilize a pitching routine so your performance translates to games, how I implement technique drills and dynamic athletic drills into the practice, and the modified game that I finish with to ensure that each player is engaged, they get the opportunity to pitch, hit, catch, base run, and play defense in a short amount of time. Be sure to stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to compete in a pitching challenge versus Coach Orv, where if I fail, I will hang from the soccer goal post over there, while Coach Orv absolutely destroys me with 10 balls. All right, let's do it.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I think I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding? Ah!
The setup of this practice involves making sure there are enough stations, targets, bats, and balls so every player is active and can practice their pitching and hitting off of a teammate. As you can see behind me, I have placed targets on every second fence panel about 10 yards apart for safety. Each target has a home plate, a bat, 5 balls, and cones that gradually increase in distance away from that target. At each one of the cones over the course of the practice, players will perform a specific drill and gradually work their way back to the full pitching distance where they can implement their pitching routine. Now that we've talked about the setup, I want to quickly take a moment to talk about the plates, the balls, the bats, and the targets. 4 targets. You can make targets out of anything. Sure, I have a lot of targets, and you might say, Coach Joe, I don't have those types of targets. Well, you could use something, this is my whiteboard over here, but you could just put a piece of cardboard on the fence. This was a pillowcase that I cut up. I generally use it for tail tag, but I can create so many targets, even though they're small, out of that one pillowcase. This is a target made out of tape. Took me 30 seconds. There's one across the field that you can't see. Somebody put it up. It's lasted for over a month and it has rained a ton. So the tape ones can be really good. This one was also a bed sheet that I cut up and I just spray painted, put a couple of carabiners on. These ones I bought. It's important to have a target because in order to be a pitcher, pitching is just throwing it right to the catcher's mitt. So it's important to have one so players can focus on throwing it to something. 4 balls. I use squishy balls. These ones are called total control balls. You could also use anywhere balls. The reason I like total control balls is because they still have a little bit of weight, so players have an easier time throwing it. But if a player gets hit anywhere on their body, it may hurt for a moment, but it's not the same as a baseball. I have done this drill using baseballs, but you have to spread out the stations way more, so it's nice to have something that's a little bit softer so you can have the stations close together and make sure that all the drills are running well. Plates, yes, I have plates, but you could also just use cones. That would be perfectly acceptable and have players stand there in front of their target trying to hit the ball. Because pitchers at younger ages and even older ages may struggle to throw strikes when learning to pitch, it's important to be able to build confidence and get the bat on the ball. If the ball's not even coming anywhere close to the target, why use your bat? Give them a racket so they can have a chance to hit that ball. And a lot of players struggle to hit initially off of live pitching, so the bigger surface area just gives them an opportunity to make solid contact. Then they can work their way up to the bat. And for players that are excelling, you can get them to use the one-hand bat to increase their hand-eye coordination so when they go back to the regular bat, they're starting to crush that ball. For a video dedicated specifically to the different types of bats you can use with your team to quickly increase their confidence, watch this video here. For a video dedicated to the different types of balls that you can use for increasing levels of difficulty to keep each one of the players on your team engaged, check out this video here. To execute the pitching practice, as soon as your players have performed their dynamic warm-up, bring them in to cover the pitcher's mindset and the pitcher's routine, which I'll cover in a moment, and explain that every throw made today is a purposeful pitch versus a live batter where you'll compete versus yourself to see how many pitches out of 5 you can hit the target, and you'll compete versus the batter to see who executes their job better out of those 5 pitches. The batter's job is to make contact. The pitcher's job is to hit the target. Let the players know that there will be 2 people at each target and that they will have 5 minutes to perform 5 pitches, then 5 swings, and then a second round of 5 pitches and then 5 swings. The second round is important so that players can compete to beat their own personal score from round 1. If you hit the ball 1 out of 5 times, in round 2, try to get 2. If you pitch the ball and hit the target 3 out of 5 times, in round 2, try to get 4. Finally, let players know that at that 5-minute time, you'll blow the whistle and they need to sprint to pick up all the equipment at their station and put it in a neat pile before hustling into you. This will give you an opportunity to ask them if they beat their score, and I give out cards to players every time that they beat their score, and I tell them to put it in their pocket for a rainy day when they're lacking confidence so they can pull it out and see all the times that they beat their score. Usually they have quite a big pile, and that helps bring their confidence back. You can reflect on the drill, and then you can introduce the next drill and send them off with a new partner. Be sure to send players off with a new partner each round, because in the game, you're not always facing the same person. People throw different speeds, they have different pitches, they have different levels of accuracy. Facing a new opponent every time will help each player on your team improve their skill set. For the pitcher's mindset, I ask players what they think the ultimate goal of pitching is and how they want to define pitching success. Usually, you'll get factors like make the batter swing the bat, strike the batter out, throw a strike, or win the game. Those are outcomes we want, but they're all factors outside of our control. So we don't want them to be the ultimate goal of pitching or how we define our success. We can't make the batter swing. We can't control the umpire's call and whether it's a ball or a strike. We can't control the win or the loss because it's made up of 27 individual outs, and each of those individual outs have a lot of uncontrollable factors. Think of it this way. To win the game, you have to win innings. To win the inning, you have to win outs. To win outs, you have to win the at-bat. To win the at-bat, you have to win pitches. To win the pitch, you have to win the moment by focusing on what's important now. The ultimate goal of a pitcher is to throw the ball to the mitt. If you throw the ball to the mitt, the batter's likely to swing. If you throw the ball to the mitt, you're likely to get strikeouts. If you throw the ball to the mitt often enough, more than you miss the mitt, you're likely to win the game. We define pitching success as working your routine to the best of your ability so you have the greatest opportunity to throw the ball to the mitt in this moment. Winning pitches wins games. All right, let's get on to the routine. Our routine is our process of excellence that focuses all of our energy and effort into hitting the mitt for this one specific pitch at this specific moment in time. We won't hit the mitt every time, but the more often that we can put everything of what we have right now into hitting the mitt, the more often we will hit the mitt. The best pitchers make adjustments pitch to pitch. Average pitchers make adjustments game to game. Good pitchers make adjustments inning to inning. Great pitchers make adjustments at bat to at bat. But the best pitchers make adjustments pitch to pitch. A good routine gives you the best opportunity to win the game within the game, which is winning this individual pitch. To perform the routine, you want your ball in your throwing hand and you want to be in the straddle position. Right here, I'm a fielder. I need to ask myself, am I ready to be the best pitcher I can be for this one individual pitch? If I can answer yes, then I step on and I become the pitcher and engage with the pitching rubber. Then I look in, I get my target and my sign. When I'm 100% committed to throwing the ball to that target, I lock it in as a commitment to myself that I'm gonna give that effort. Then I take a deep breath. As I take a deep breath, I visualize myself throwing that ball successfully right to the mitt in first person. Then I blank my mind and compete. The beauty of the routine is it lets you focus on this individual pitch. I can't control the pitch I just threw, so I don't want to worry about it. I can't control the pitch 2 pitches from now. The only thing I can do something about is this one pitch, and my routine gives me the best chance to win the pitch by giving my best effort to hit the mitt, which will likely give me the best opportunity to hit the mitt more often. Here are 3 quick things I want to mention when working your routine. The first one is that sometimes players say, oh, I'm not going to do that because it takes too long. Well, realistically, it doesn't take very long to become the best pitcher that you can be. Look in, get your sign and your target. When you're 100% committed, lock it in, deep breath, visualize throwing it there, and pitch that ball. What it does is it gives you the best opportunity to throw the ball to the mitt. Would you rather rush through it or throw the ball to the mitt more often? That's up to you. A lot of players will just step on and then they bring their hands together right away, especially at the younger ages. They don't even know what the target is or the pitch that they're going to throw, and they're definitely not ready to compete to the best of their ability for this single pitch. The second thing is that when you're doing the dynamic and static drills, as you gradually back up at the cones, you may have to modify the routine that you're using. But the whole concept of the routine in terms of focusing to the best of your ability on throwing the ball to the target should still be there all the time. I demonstrate that as I do some of the drills. The third thing is that you want to release and to refocus when you're pitching. So a release is when you have negative emotions because something happened that you didn't like. It's an emotion that doesn't help you fulfill your goal of throwing the ball to the catcher's mitt. So here are 3 things that you could do. If something happens you don't like, you could brush the pitching rubber off, and that physically clears your mind, wiping away all those thoughts that you didn't like. You could pick up some dirt or grass, and you can squeeze your hand as hard as you physically can, taking all the negative emotions and frustration that you have in your body and putting it into the grass, and then physically throwing it away. The third way is that you can face away from home plate. You could take off your glove, brush your brow, take off your hat for a moment, take a deep breath, blow it away, and then when you turn around to face the batter, you are 100% committed to being the best pitcher you can be and giving your best effort to throw the ball to the catcher's mitt. One thing I want to talk about is what types of equipment you can use as the pitching rubbers. Here are a few examples. The bat, the strip of fabric, the throwdown pitching rubber, a throwdown base, the cone, or you could use a regular base. Anything that allows you to work your routine so each player can do it and make each rep purposeful. Okay, we're on to the first drill, which is a technique drill. I'm going to be doing the one knee drill, but there are many technique drills that you can do. Coach Orv has the choice to either do the drill with me so he can work on his hitting and get something done, or he can work on his regular swing. That will be up to him and the coach doing the drill. For the one knee drill, I'm going to get down on one knee. My glove knee is going to be up. I'm going to isolate my shoulders. When I'm doing the drill, I want to make sure that I get fully sideways, so I have a line from my elbow to back shoulder, through my front shoulder, through my front elbow, right to the target. I want to have my arms at about 90 degrees. I don't want them straight. I don't want them too bent. I want them to be symmetrical. As I throw the ball, I want to keep my eyes on the target the whole time, tuck my elbow to my belly button so my glove comes just out front of my chest, and that will give me a consistent release point to have the best opportunity to throw accurately. What I would do in this drill is I would get 5 throws where I try and hit the target. I track my score. How many did I get out of 5? Coach Orv would track how many contacts he had out of 5. That way we're both competing against each other, but also competing against ourselves. So we will do one where Coach Orv mimics me with the one knee down and one where he stands regular. Then we will show you how we quickly pick up the balls and then switch. Because any given station or any given drill shouldn't take more than probably 2 to 3 minutes, where each of us get 2 rounds of 5 as a hitter and as a pitcher. So to do the routine, I pick up the ball, I look at the target. When I'm 100% committed to hitting that target, I lock it in. When I lock it in, that's a promise that I'm going to give my best effort to hit it. I take a deep breath. As I'm taking the deep breath, I visualize myself in first person, throwing the ball right to the dead center and having success. Okay, I hit that target, or I would have hit the target, but Coach Orv hit it. Now Coach Orv is going to do the demo where he stands up and hits regular. So I pick up the ball, I look at the target. When I'm 100% committed to hitting that target, I lock it in with my hands. I take a deep breath, I visualize myself hitting that target in first person, and I throw it. So Coach Orv hit 2 of them. Now we're going to quickly pick up the balls and switch so you can see what it would look like. Okay, now we're on to the dynamic drill, which is problem solving through movement and figuring out how to have rhythm and timing in your pitching and hitting motion so you can become your own best coach. So I want to make sure that I work my routine. I have both of my toes, my nipples, my shoulders, my kneecaps, my toes as if they had eyes looking at Coach Orv. I'll have the ball, but as I work my routine, I'm going to step with my right foot. My toes will stay forward to keep my momentum going, and I will lift my leg and pitch the ball, trying to finish with my back shoulder through the target, keep my eyes on the target the whole time. At no point am I slowing down or stopping my momentum. The step through or Happy Gilmore drill is a momentum drill. So to work my routine and make sure I'm becoming the best pitcher that I can be, when I pick up that ball, I'm going to look at the target. When I am 100% committed to hitting the smallest spot on the dead center of that target, I'm going to put my hands together. That's my commitment to throw a strike. When I'm fully ready, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to visualize first person throwing it right to the dead center and having success. Then I'm going to pitch the ball. So I would have hit the target. Coach Orv hit that ball. We are both 1 for 1. I pick up the ball. I look at the dead center of that target. This time Coach Orv is just going to hit regular. Because in either of these drills, or any of the drills I show, the batter can do the drill with the pitcher, or they can do it with their regular swing, working on getting their rhythm and timing off of different pitchers who have different motions, velocities, pitches, movement, stuff like that. So I look at the target. When I'm 100% committed to throwing it right to the dead center, I lock it in. I take a deep breath, visualizing in first person having success, and then I do it. Nice, so he was 2 for 2. Now we're gonna quickly switch. We're gonna pick up those balls really fast. The reason we hustle is because you wanna do a lot of drills in practice and be efficient. So the first time I'm gonna match Coach Orv with the drill. One for one for me, then I'm gonna do it regular. Oh, that almost hit the camera. Just so we're on the same page in terms of the number of static and dynamic drills that I use in any given pitching practice, it's probably 2 to 4 drills for static drills and then 2 to 4 drills for dynamic drills, based on the player's ability levels, based on their engagement levels, and based on their age and how quickly they get through each station. Because of course, we still want to pitch from the pitching rubber and play the competition at the end. Now we're on to the game-like scenario. This is the competition prepping us that we've been building towards, so when we get into a game, we're ready to go. It's go time. So the first thing I want to do is I want to straddle the rubber. When I'm 100% ready to be the best pitcher that I can be, I'm gonna become the pitcher by stepping on. I'm gonna look in, I'm gonna get my sign and my target. Once I've seen it and I'm 100% committed to hitting the dead center of that target, I lock it in with my hands as a commitment and promise. I take a deep breath. I visualize in first person, throwing it right to the dead center of that target, and then I compete. Nice, so Coach Orv and I are both 1 for 1. Let's say he hit the ball and I was disappointed, although I shouldn't be because I hit the target. I might quickly just look out to center field, take a deep breath, breathe out any negative emotions, maybe clean off the pitching rubber so it's nice and smooth as if I was wiping my mind clear, and then I straddle again. I want to win this pitch. When I'm 100% committed to being the best pitcher I can be, I step on and become the pitcher. I look in, I see my sign and my target. When I'm 100% committed to hitting that target, I lock it in. I take a deep breath. I visualize hitting that target to the best of my ability in first person, and then I compete. So both Coach Orv and I are 2 for 2, and then we quickly switch. I would do 5, he would do 5. Quickly swap. Okay, now we're on to the game that I use after the pitching practice, where you will set up multiple fields and the game will be made up of 5 players. This way, every player has a specific job to do within the game that you're gonna play, and it maximizes reps. You're gonna need a catcher, hitter, pitcher, and 2 fielders. To play the game, the pitcher is gonna throw the ball to the catcher. If the batter hits the ball, the batter immediately runs straight up to this base here and has to get back to home plate before the 2 fielders, who are the only people that can field the ball. I repeat, the pitcher is not allowed to get the ball. They need to get the ball and get the ball to second base before the runner can get back to home. So let's say the ball is hit up over here. Fielder 1 would sprint to get it because it's on their side of the field. Fielder 2 would sprint to cover the base, so fielder 1 can throw it to the base here. If fielder 1 can get the ball to fielder 2 and they step on the base before the base runner gets back to home, then the base runner is out and everybody rotates. Catcher goes to hitter, hitter goes to pitcher, pitcher goes to fielder 1 goes to fielder 2 comes all the way back to catcher. There's also another way in this game that the batter can get out. When the pitcher pitches the ball, if the batter swings and misses, and it would have been a strike, to make sure that the catcher is engaged and working hard to keep the ball in front of them, they need to get the ball back to the pitcher in 5 seconds or less. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. If the pitcher has control of the ball and they caught it, then the batter would be out if they can do it in under that time frame, and they would rotate again. Okay, let's get on to the challenge. Now we're on to the pitching and hitting challenge, where Coach Orv and I will work our pitching routine for 5 pitches each to see who can hit more balls fair. Coach Orv qualifies for the senior discount at Denny's, so he gets to use the racket, and I have to use the one-hand bat, so the game is extra competitive. If Coach Orv hits more of the balls fair than I do, I will hang from the goalpost back there, while Coach Orv relentlessly pegs me with 10 balls. Let's get after it.
Please, Mr. Hood. Oh!
Coach Orv hit it, he's 1 for 1. He's 2 for 2. If he hits all 5, I've got to tie him. Notice that it doesn't actually take that long to work the routine. But you have to practice it to be successful. He was 5 for 5. We're going to quickly hustle to pick him up. Tank, 450, dead center. I like it, I don't mind that, that's a great one. I nicked it. Last one. I'm a man of my word, so I will hang from the goalpost and take 10 of those balls to the back. Oh, that is tough. You gotta go faster. Oh, oh, it stings. My fingers are gonna give out. Oh. Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video and found value, please like and subscribe to Multisport Mindset. And if you have a consequence for when I fail future challenges, post in the comments below.